Hi, I'm Maria Starling, L&D Community Lead at iSpring. In this demo series, I break down how companies in various industries solve real operational problems using training as a business tool. And today, I want to talk about retail. If you manage a retail chain, dealership network, or service locations, you already know how challenging it can be to keep things working. Some teams consistently hit targets, while others don't. New hires take weeks to ramp up. And although training is designed to address this, it can feel like a cost center instead of a revenue driver. At the same time, you still need to keep service consistent, train employees on products and procedures, and stay compliant. And the problem is that most training never reaches the floor effectively enough to make a difference. So the question is, how do you make sure that every employee in every location works the same way without increasing costs or complexity? That's exactly what iSpring LMS is built to do. So let me show you how it works. First, let's look at how you can easily deliver training to employees. In your environment, people are not sitting at desks. They are on the floor with customers and short on time. Needless to say, you can't rely on desktop-based courses. If training doesn't fit into their workflow, they just don't happen. With iSpring LMS, employees access training through a native mobile app. It's simple, familiar, and takes minutes to start using. More importantly, employees don't have to look for anything. Training is assigned automatically based on their role, location, or department. A new hire in one store and a senior employee in another will see different training with only the materials they need. They can open a course right on their phone, go through it in short sessions, and return to it anytime. And if they don't have stable internet, for example, in a warehouse or during a shift, they can download the courses and complete them offline. Everything syncs automatically later. The system also keeps training visible. Employees get reminders about deadlines, new assignments, or required certifications, so training doesn't get forgotten even during a busy day. This removes a huge amount of manual work from the managers and trainers' side. They don't need to send emails, track spreadsheets, or follow up with each location. Use iTraining once, and the system distributes it automatically. Now, even if training reaches employees, they might not want to engage with it. iSpring LMS solves this problem in 3 effective ways. First, the format matches employees' time constraints to avoid overwhelming them. Instead of long, text-heavy courses, training is broken into short, structured modules. And creating this kind of content doesn't require external tools. You can build courses right inside iSpring LMS using the built-in authoring tool. Or, if you need more advanced scenarios and interactions, use iSpring Suite to create them and upload them to the platform. Employees can go through the courses quickly without losing focus even during a shift. Interactions make the learning process a two-way street since trainees make active choices and practice material on the spot. But the biggest impact comes from dialogue simulations. Employees go through real scenarios like talking to a customer, handling objections, or recommending products. They choose how to respond and immediately see the outcome, and that's the perfect way to practice sales and customer care skills. And since the scenarios are connected to real job challenges, employees engage with them and retain knowledge more effectively. Now, as employees go through training, the next question is, what do managers see and what can they do with it? In iSpring LMS, training is fully connected to day-to-day performance, and every manager has a clear view of their team's training progress. With over 20 types of reports, managers and team leaders see who is on track, who is falling behind, and where knowledge gaps exist. The supervisor dashboard puts all the key data together into neatly visualized sections. This gives store directors and other managers a clear view of training progress across the entire team in one place. A trainer or manager can open a specific employee's profile in iSpring LMS and see completed courses, assessment results, and weak areas. This makes it much easier to understand why someone is underperforming. The system also highlights issues automatically. If someone misses a deadline or doesn't pass an assessment, the manager sees it right away and can act. And they don't have to go through L&D to do that. Managers can assign courses, enroll employees in training programs, or recommend specific content. And it only takes a few clicks. So if a manager sees that someone struggles with product knowledge or customer interactions, they can immediately assign the right training and follow up. Speaking of the right training, learning tracks in iSpring LMS make it easy to build highly specific training paths for each role in your company. You can group courses into a structured sequence with a clear progression that matches an employee's job responsibilities, experience level, and more. For example, for a new hire, a learning track might include onboarding training, product knowledge, service standards, and a certification at the end. Everything is organized in the right order, so employees always know what to do next and how each course or module will help them perform better. These tracks can be assigned automatically. As soon as a new employee joins a team or changes roles, they receive a training path they need without manual setup. You can build also development plans. While learning tracks focus on structured training, development plans are used for long-term growth. Use it to structure probation periods in iSpring LMS, define clear career paths, assign mentors, and of course track employees' progress every step of the way. For example, you can define what skills an employee needs to develop, like improving sales techniques, learning a new product line, or preparing for a managerial role, and then assign specific training activities to support this. Training becomes a continuous process aligned with business goals and employee development, and also leads to higher job satisfaction level, a great way to deal with employee turnover, which retail business often struggle with. And even with structured learning paths and development plans, training doesn't stop when the course is completed. In real work, questions come up constantly, and employees, especially those on the shop floor or at the register, need quick, reliable answers without disrupting their workflow. So iSpring LMS is designed to do just that. Communication is built directly into the platform, so employees can ask questions and share knowledge in the same place where they learn. Trainees can easily get in touch with learning instructors to get more insight into the topic or get assistance with a challenging module. You can also organize communication through group chats, for example, by store or location, by role, such as sales associates, or around specific topics, like a new product launch or promotion. Employees share real experiences, clarify details, and help each other in real time. And this natural peer-to-peer learning is a great addition to instructor-led training, and it also helps strengthen corporate culture. Beyond conversations, there is another important piece: access to information when employees need it. An employee might need a quick refresher on product specifications, pricing, or promotional features, or selling techniques. In iSpring LMS, all of this can be organized in a built-in knowledge base. It's a structured space where you store key information that employees use in their daily work. You can create sections for product catalogs, standard operating procedures, internal policies, or campaign guidelines, and more. Instead of searching through documents or messaging someone, an employee can quickly find the answer on their own right in the LMS. This is very useful on the shop floor, where decisions need to be made quickly and confidently. It also cuts costs by reducing repetitive questions, minimizing errors on the floor, and decreasing the time managers spend explaining the same thing over and over. But even when employees know what to do, the next challenge is making sure it's actually done correctly in real work. In retail, the smallest details can make the biggest difference, like how products are displayed or whether employees remember to offer an additional product at checkout. You can manage employees' real performance with the on-job training module in iSpring LMS. It allows you to conduct observation sessions and turn your standards into structured checklists that employees complete directly during their work. For example, a checklist might include correct product placement, compliance with visual merchandising standards, and following a sales script or service scenario. Managers can use the same checklist to evaluate performance on the floor. They can then give specific advice, feedback, or additional training suggestions. This directly affects retail performance. You get more consistent store execution, better product presentation, and more confident sales interactions, which leads to higher conversion and a more predictable customer experience. iSpring LMS also accommodates the needs of growing retail chains. Managing LMS users is easy no matter how many new employees join or how their roles change within the company. You can set up a full integration with your HR system to sync data automatically and avoid organizational confusion. With this integration, new employees are added to the system right away. Role or department changes are reflected instantly, and inactive users can be removed or deactivated in the LMS without manual input. When someone joins a store or moves into a new role, they immediately receive the right learning path. This removes a lot of operational overload and saves valuable HR time. Other integrations include video conferencing tools, CRM systems, and calendars. You can always integrate the LMS with global course marketplaces like Udemy, LinkedIn Learning, and iSpring Academy to assign ready-made courses to your employees. And finally, let's look at how the platform fits into your brand environment, because for employees to use this system comfortably, it needs to feel like part of your workplace. In iSpring LMS, you can fully customize the portal to match corporate branding. Add your logo, colors, and visual identity. It will look and operate like your internal platform from the first interaction. You can even launch a branded mobile app with a custom home screen icon. Beyond appearance, there's also a built-in corporate newsfeed. This gives you a simple way to communicate with your entire team across all locations. You can share updates about new products, announcements about campaigns, changes in procedures, or important company news. And employees see this directly in the same place where they learn. With a newsfeed, information doesn't move only one way from headquarters to the field. Employees can react to the news just like they would in a social media app. You see how teams take the news and what they think about company updates, and this is especially valuable for distributed teams. Hundreds of retail companies already use iSpring LMS and see positive business results, and let's look at a real example. Suzuki Australia operates through a distributed dealer network. They needed to train sales teams across multiple locations while keeping product knowledge and sales approaches consistent. But without a centralized system, training was fragmented. Different locations worked differently, and there was no clear visibility into what was happening on the ground. With iSpring LMS, they were able to bring all training into one system. First, they created structured learning programs for their dealers, covering product knowledge, sales, techniques, and standards. These programs were rolled out across the entire network, so every dealer had access to the same training in the same format. They also introduced interactive training, including scenario-based learning, so sales teams could practice real customer conversations in a safe environment before going to the floor. LMS tracking allowed managers to review specific employee groups, see how they performed, and identify where they needed help. With iSpring LMS, Suzuki Australia managed to deliver training to 100% of its dealership's technical staff throughout the country. This helped scale employee skills development, standardize how products were presented and sold, and create a more consistent customer experience. Now the company has a cost-effective training system that ensures consistency, visibility, and performance across all locations. I hope this walkthrough has given you a clearer picture of how you can structure and manage training in your retail company with iSpring LMS. It supports every aspect of business performance, offers high platform stability, and meets strict data security and compliance requirements critical to your industry. If you want to see how this would look in your specific setup, request a free personalized demo with an iSpring expert. We'll talk about your business goals and challenges and show you how to configure the LMS to match your company structure. I'll put the link to the demo in the description. Thanks for watching, and for more videos on LMS strategy, training operations, and e-learning tools, subscribe to the channel. See you soon.